Bonjour, bonjour!
This is Kaylin and Clara, your fitness instructors for today. And this is your low-impact beginner workout that includes strength, balance, and flexibility components, along with exercises that mimic daily functional movements to help you in activities of daily living. You may do this twice per week with at least 48 hours between training sessions to allow for adequate recovery. For most exercises, you should do one set of 5 reps for each exercise, and slowly progress to 2 sets or 6 to 8 reps each exercise. And so, ideally, you should accumulate at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise a week. Moderate intensity being able to talk but not sing during the exercise. However, you may first begin with 60 minutes of moderate intensity activity a week and slowly progress going up to 150 minutes. It is also important to know your maximum heart rate and monitor your heart rate throughout the length of the program. The healthy heart rate zone, which is also a gauge for moderate intensity exercise, is at 50 to 60% of each predicted maximum heart rate. Exercise done at this zone has been shown to promote loss of body fat and maintain or improve healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels, also promising lower risk of causing degenerative joint diseases and injury. At this zone, the body burns approximately 85% of calories from fat, 10% from carbohydrates, and 5% from protein. For the first few weeks of the training program, we are going to focus more on learning proper exercise technique and form while minimizing potential muscle soreness and injury. Also, do ensure that you only move through a pain-free range of motion throughout the length of the exercise. So to increase intensity, the SWOT hierarchy is to first increase frequency, followed by duration and actual intensity. So let's say you feel like you're ready to progress. Then you first want to exercise more times in a week. So let's say you started off exercising twice in a week. Then now you would want to go to thrice a week. And then you would increase duration from 60 minutes a week to possibly 100 minutes a week, and then finally up to 150 minutes a week and above. And lastly, you would then increase the number of sets, reps, and finally weights. So moving on to safety guidelines. Ensure that you warm up at least 5 minutes before exercise and cool down for at least 5 minutes after exercise. Also maintain a good upright posture during all exercises. All movements should be done in a slow to moderate and deliberate manner. Do not hold your breath while exercising. Make sure that you breathe on the exertion part of the exercise. Some soreness in the muscles can be expected, but do stop the exercise if you feel pain in your joints. You may also want to do this with a friend to spot you in case you fall or injure yourself. Do not do this at home alone. Whee!
To start off the session, we will be doing warm-ups, and our warm-up will be brisk walking to the end of the corridor. Warm-ups prepare the body for exercises by gradually increasing the heart rate and circulation, loosening the joints and increasing blood flow to the muscles, preventing injuries in the process. To ensure that you are sufficiently warmed up, you have to be sweating at the end of the exercise. If you are not, repeat the exercise until you are before moving on to the next part of the video.
So now we'll start off the program with resistance strength training. As it is called, it can improve functional strength and flexibility to keep you safe in your daily activities and make you less vulnerable to injuries. It also increases muscle strength, bone mass, lowers body fat, enhances personal appearance, reduces blood pressure, lower back pain, and symptoms of other chronic diseases. Hold on to something for stability. Standing upright, slowly lift both heels off the floor as far as possible. Repeat this motion 5 times. To increase intensity, perform this exercise without support.
The next exercise would be stairs climbing. Climb 2 flights of stairs using the railing only when necessary. Performing the exercise for a total of 3 times. Should the exercise be too easy for you, either increase the number of flights climbed or add weights to the exercise, starting with something light before moving on to the heavier weights. The last exercise for strength will be the vertical push-up. Stand about half an arm's length away from the wall, placing your palms onto the wall. Move your torso towards the wall without moving your feet, getting as close to the wall as possible before pushing yourself back to starting position. Repeat the exercise for another 9 times.
Sit upright with your arms by your sides. With palms forward, raise both arms out and to the side and up as far as comfortably possible. Then return. Keep your shoulders down and arms straight throughout. Breathe out as you raise your arms and breathe in as you lower them. Repeat 5 times. Take a controlled step forward with your right leg and ensure that both knees are bent to 90-degree angles. The back knee should be pointing towards but not touching the ground. Return and repeat with the other leg and go around the room twice. Sit on the edge of the chair with your feet hip distance apart and lean slightly forward. Stand up slowly, using your legs and try not to rely on your arms. Keep looking forward. Stand upright before slowly sitting down bottom first. Aim for 5 repetitions. The slower, the better. Standing with your feet hip width apart, hold on to something for stability. Slowly bend your knees as far as comfortable and keep them facing forwards. Aim to get them over your big toe and keep your back straight at all times. Then gently come up to standing position, squeezing your butt as you do. Repeat 5 times. You will need 1 to 2 kg weights. Step up onto a platform and curl the weights slowly with control. Then lift the weights in a V shape and repeat in the opposite direction to return to the starting position. Do this for 4 to 6 reps.
Moving on to train your balance. Having good balance aids in preventing falls and injuries and makes your daily activities easier. You'll begin by standing upright and taking 1 step to the right with your right leg before crossing your left leg over your right as you take 1 more step to your right, but this time with your left leg. Repeat the process, but for the second time, the left leg will be behind the right one instead. Do this exercise as you walk across the length of the room, turning around and walking back with your right leg crossed over and under the left leg instead as you move left. Do the exercise twice. The next exercise will be walking in a straight line. Walk forward to the end of the room in a straight line, repeating the exercise for another 3 times. When you first start off the exercise, it is okay to walk in big strides. However, as your balance steadily increases, attempt to close the gap between your feet, aiming for 0 space. Flexibility exercises for the whole body will be done at the end of the session to help improve flexibility, increase range of motion and reduce the risk of injury. The exercises will be split into dynamic and static stretches. The static exercises will be done at a fixed position, held for 10 to 15 seconds each and repeated for a total of 3 times. It's preferred for you to use a yoga mat for the static exercises that requires you to be seated.
So first, we will begin with dynamic stretches. Sit upright and away from the back of the chair. Hold on to the sides of the chair and lift your left leg with your knee bent as far as comfortably possible. Then place your foot down with control and repeat with the opposite leg. Do 5 lifts with each leg. Sit upright, holding on to the side of the chair. Straighten your left leg with your foot off the floor. With leg straight and raised, point your toes away from you, drawing out the letters of the alphabet and repeating for 10 letters each foot. This improves ankle flexibility and also reduces blood clot risk.
The calf stretch is done by placing your right leg in front of your left leg. Lean forward, bending your right leg while keeping your left leg straight and hold the position. The stretch should be felt with the calf. The exercise that we'll be doing now is the hamstring stretch, where you will sit with both your arms and legs outstretched. Slowly leaning forward, reaching for your toes and holding the position. You should feel a stretch at the back of your thigh as you perform this exercise. The next exercise is the butterfly stretch, where you have to sit with the sole of your feet together. Hold onto your toes and gradually bend forward with your back straight, holding the position, feeling a stretch at your inner thighs and groin.
Standing with your feet hip distance apart and arms by your sides, slide your left arm down as far as possible. As you lower your arm, feel the stretch on the opposite hip. Repeat with your right arm down your right side, holding each stretch for 2 to 3 seconds and performing 3 on each side. This stretch improves hip flexibility.
The exercise to stretch the upper back would require you to kneel on the floor before sliding your hand forward, slowly inching forward. Push the butt backwards until a stretch is felt before holding the position. This exercise is a seated twist. Place your right leg in front of you with your left leg crossed over it, your left foot beside your right thigh. Keeping your back straight, slowly turn to the left with your left hand placed behind you for support and your right elbow against your left knee and hold. Repeat the exercise on the other side. The stretch should be felt at your lower back.
Sitting upright with feet flat on the ground, cross your arms and reach for your shoulders. Without moving your hips as far as possible, turn your upper body to the left as far as comfortable. Remember only to move through a pain-free range of motion. Hold for 5 seconds and repeat in the other direction and do 5 of each side.
The next exercise is the lying stretch to stretch the abdomen. Begin by lying face down before pushing yourself up with the arms until a stretch is felt. Hold the position. To stretch the triceps, raise the right arm over your head with your elbows pointing up with your fingers down. Push the elbow down with your left arm and hold the position. Repeat with the other arm. For the biceps, hold your hands together behind your back before slightly raising them and pulling them away from your body, holding the position. The cross chest stretch to stretch the shoulder should be done with the left arm across the chest and the right arm over the left and held. Change side to stretch the right shoulder.
Sit upright and look straight ahead. If needed, hold your left shoulder down with your right hand. Slowly tilt your head to the right, then return and repeat on the other side. Hold each stretch for 5 seconds and repeat thrice on each side. Sitting upright with your shoulders down, look straight ahead. Slowly turn your head towards your left shoulder as far as possible. Hold for 5 seconds and return to starting position. Repeat in the other direction and do 3 rotations on each side.
Thank you! If you enjoyed our video, please give it a big thumbs up!
And click here to subscribe.
And click here for bloopers! And that's all from us! Ta-da!